Have you ever wondered where is the sense of I located? Together, let's see if we can uncover this mystery. Remain exactly as you are. There is nowhere else to arrive, no special state to create, no experience you need to manufacture. Whatever is happening right now, let it be exactly as it is. Perhaps there is stillness, perhaps there is restlessness, perhaps interest, perhaps doubt. It makes no difference. Each is equally welcome, because every experience, without exception, has become another opportunity to notice. Now let us become curious about a word that may be more familiar than any other, a word used countless times throughout every day, a word so familiar that it is rarely examined, the word I. Not the sound of the word, not the letters, but what the word is intended to point toward. If I asked you to point to yourself, what would you point to? Most people immediately touch their chest, or perhaps their face. Some point toward the center of the body. Almost no one points toward their foot or their elbow. Why? Don't answer from habit. Look, what made the hand move there? What does it seem to recognize? Now let's slow this down even further. When you quietly say to yourself, I, pause before completing the sentence. Just the word, I. Notice what happens. Before another word follows, is there already a felt sense of yourself? Or does the mind immediately rush to complete the sentence? I am tired. I am happy. I am confused. I am successful. I am spiritual. I am a parent. I am a man. I am a woman. I am young. I am old. Notice something remarkable. Everything that follows the words I am changes. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes unhappy, sometimes energetic, sometimes exhausted, sometimes confident, sometimes uncertain. Everything after the phrase changes. But what about the simple feeling of being? Not being someone, just being. Can you notice the difference? Don't imagine it. Look closely before describing yourself. Is there already the simple fact that you are? Not who you are, not what you are, only the undeniable fact that you are. This requires no belief. Before any description, there is existence. There is presence. There is the undeniable fact that experience is happening. Now another question. Does this simple sense of being have an age? Your body certainly has an age. Your memories have dates attached to them. Photographs show different periods of your life. But the simple fact that you are, does it feel older today than it did 20 years ago? Again, don't answer from memory. Notice the content of experience has changed enormously. But has the simple sense of existing itself become older? Or has age appeared within experience as another changing appearance? Perhaps you've never asked this. Perhaps no one has ever invited you to. Now let's continue. Close your eyes once more. Without using memory, can you find your name? Not remember it? Find it. Stay with this carefully. The name may immediately appear as a thought. Perhaps you hear it spoken inwardly. Perhaps you see it written. Wonderful. Now notice. The name appeared, just like every other thought. Before the thought arrived, where was the name? And after the thought disappears, where does it go? Does the disappearance of the thought mean you disappear, or only the thought? Now let the same inquiry extend to every description. Your occupation, can you find it? Apart from thought, your nationality, can you experience it directly in this moment without referring to memory or imagination? Your personality, where exactly is it? Can you point to it? Or do stories about yourself appear as thoughts, just as sounds appear in hearing? Again, this is not an argument. There is nothing wrong with these descriptions. They are extraordinarily useful. Society depends upon them. Relationships depend upon them. Language depends upon them. But usefulness is not the same as identity. A passport identifies a traveler. It is not the traveler. A menu describes a meal. It is not the taste. a map represents a landscape, it is not the mountain. Likewise, could descriptions describe you without being what you fundamentally are? Remain open. No conclusion is needed. Now something even more intimate. Notice the feeling that says, this experience is happening to me. Can you find that feeling? Not the words, the actual feeling. Perhaps there is a subtle sense of being located somewhere behind the eyes. Many people report this. If that's true for you, wonderful. Let's investigate. Don't reject it. Don't accept it. Simply look. Can you actually find a boundary around the one behind the eyes? Or is there a cluster of sensations? Pressure, warmth, movement, accompanied by thoughts saying, this is where I am. Notice the difference. The sensations are undeniable. The thoughts are undeniable. But what about the one they refer to? Can that one be found? Imagine someone points toward the horizon. You look. At first you think you see the horizon itself, but as you walk, the horizon continually recedes. It always appears to be there, yet it can never be reached as an object. Could the separate observer be something like this? Not non-existent, not hidden, but perhaps assumed rather than directly found. Stay with the question. There is no need to answer today or tomorrow. The value lies in looking. Many of us have spent years asking, what should I become? Far fewer have paused to ask, what exactly is this I have been trying to improve? Not because self-improvement is unnecessary. Learning matters, healing matters, growth matters, compassion matters, responsibility matters. Our inquiry does not deny any of these. It simply asks whether the one we imagine ourselves to be has ever been examined as carefully as everything else in life. A scientist questions assumptions. An artist questions perception. A philosopher questions ideas. Perhaps the deepest inquiry is to question the one who believes they are doing the questioning. Not to destroy that sense, not to replace it with another concept, but simply to see, to look with extraordinary honesty, as though for the very first time. And perhaps, if we continue looking with this same patience, something unexpected may begin to reveal itself, not because it has arrived, but because it has always been quietly present.